While we're waiting for folks to come out of the restroom, I'll get the housekeeping stuff out of the way. A little bit about me. My name is Mark Ransom. I'm on staff here at the museum. And I started refueling airplanes across the lake over there at a little shack when I was 16. It was called Big Red's Flying Service. There was no plumbing out there at that time. I sold my first airplane out here on the old north-south runway at the National Airport when I was 17. I am now 61 years old, a multi-engine rated pilot. And I'm the youngest and least experienced artifact in this museum. We have the good fortune today to be joined by Clay Waggood, right over here. Much more experienced than I am, as is Ruth Schomer. She, being a flight instructor since 1959 and an FAA certified flight examiner, she's probably made more men tremble and cry than I can think of. But that's the kind of resource that we have. If you have any questions, feel free to ask anybody that's here. As I have said to some of you as we're on the way in, what you're going to find here is a museum of a very narrow focus. Everything here is going to be Alaska specific and meaningful to Alaskan aviation history. You're not going to find NASA stuff here. You're not going to find a lot of heavy metal military. What you're going to find mostly is Golden Age flying bush pilot stuff. Because the marriage between Alaskans and aviation started early and it started strong. And there's one very good reason for that. The tour that you're on now is going to take you only pretty much on the road or marine system, and you're going to see not even 15% of what the state has to offer. All of the state, for the most part, is inaccessible. All of the early pioneers, when they started flying, they used to advertise what's on that sign up there, because those were your only two choices. You could fly an hour or walk a week. Those were your choices. So, needless to say, aviation became very popular very early on. And it became popular not because it was the least expensive, it was the most expensive. And it became popular not because it was the safest, it was the least safe. And it became popular because those were your choices. And the love affair has continued on. Most of the state still, 80 to 85% is not accessible by any kind of road or marine system. So that's why. And the early pioneers in aviation up here